And I completely agree with, in as much as I agree that it was novel for us to have seen national security act very, very swiftly. And I'm also taking cognizance of the fact that it is the civilian part of national security that had acted very, very swiftly. I think that not having to have held them responsible for having gone against their standard, their SOPs was wrong. I would have thought that definitely with the new law, that if these people had gone against the SOPs, there will be repercussions for doing that, but not just referring them back to some people and letting people go and investigate actions that took place when they were actually acting in your stead. And for the army, the armed forces, this is definitely so wrong. I'm not too sure what justification they can have for promoting somebody or reinstating somebody, if that's what it is, to a command office. Because being in command comes with some power. And we all know that when somebody has done wrong, one of the basic things you do is to let the person, you interdict the person. If the military don't have that, at least you let the person stand aside so that the person cannot interfere with investigation. But how are you going to do that when the person has control of command? And when the person have all of those forces under their power. So I think that for even their own sanity as an institution and an institution that upholds discipline, this optics is so wrong, and it is taking too long.
Don't you find that this may be a mere coincidence that a day after national security withdraws him, he gets, to lead the 64 Infantry Regiment as the commander? Don't you find that it might be a coincidence?
No, Samson, it cannot be a coincidence. Before they would have promoted him or given, he should have left national security. And if the man is on secondment, so they should have requested for him to have, been released from his secondment. Mm-hmm. And for all of that to be happening within 24 hours. And bear in mind, this is still a Ghanaian institution. Mm-hmm. It will not happen within the short time that you tell me that they had written a letter, the letter had been ceded to, the person has been brought, and now the person goes there. And, the military also, if they had that, if they're acting so swift, then in 24 hours, if you have had a notification that this person has been found to have acted wrongly, criminally, you definitely then would have to reverse whatever letter it is that you have sent. And Samson, if it was a coincidence, then by now we would have seen, or somebody would have leaked back to us, that, this was done inadvertently, we are changing it. Like we saw happen in the situation of the National School Feeding Coordinator. But we are not seeing that. And another thing about the police. Initially, I thought they had said that the three even did not include DSP Ashigbey. The police have not told us the three police people who are involved in this. And I have asked that when this incident happened, we saw 7 people go to the CTFM place. Is it that they're just punishing those who are, in high office, but also the men who also followed and knew that this was wrong are being left off the hook? It's important that as media, we don't leave this thing as where it is.
Right. Let me get